Hey, what's up? My name is Lindsay, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about troubleshooting your makeup. If you're having any issues, then you're going to want to check out this video because I have a couple tips and tricks that are going to help you love your makeup even more. First things first, when you get your makeup, it comes in these cute little tins, so you can slide these open, and you want to be kind of careful. And then you can just pop these into your compact, whatever order you want. When you want to get that tin out again, you just stick your tin lid in there, pop that little baby out, okay? So in like 3 months or in a month or two, when you need to replace your highlight foundation, all you gotta do is pop that little thing out. The issue that I usually hear with people is that they feel like they can feel the makeup. A lot of times, if you are feeling the makeup, if it is feeling like sticky or tacky, it means you're using too much. A lot of times when people get their makeup, they go like full force. They're like, I'm gonna cover my entire face in makeup, and you don't want to do that with this. You only want to put the makeup where you absolutely need it. So I recommend doing it really lightly and not going too crazy heavy. Another way to make sure you don't put too much highlight foundation on is to just stipple and tap that makeup on first and do your contour first, because that's going to help you not get too much on there. Okay, the other thing that I hear a lot too is covering blemishes. So if you need help covering blemishes, I highly recommend you don't want to go in and like be caking a ton of makeup on. If you have a little red spot, take a fine brush, get a little bit of product on it, and just tap right on the red spot. If it's still not concealing, then you may need a darker color to conceal it. Another thing that you can do to help with any like sticky or tacky feeling, so number one, don't use too much product. Number two, a sponge, a perfector sponge. And what you do is you get this, you run it under water, get it damp, wring it out, and then you can tap this all over your face. And that's gonna kind of help with any sticky or tacky feeling. It's gonna, take off any extra product that you have and really help that like set on there. Now, remember, this makeup is totally different. It's a cream, so it's meant to move with your skin throughout the day, which means it is going to move a little bit. That leads into my next tip, which is let your skin adjust. This makeup is totally different than probably anything you're using, especially if you're going from a powder or a liquid. So what powders do, if you put a powder on your face, it absorbs your natural oils and it pulls that oil away from your skin, which in turn can make your skin produce more oil because the powder is absorbing it. So when you get this makeup and it's a cream, you might be like, oh my gosh, like my skin is feeling kind of oily. I swear to you, let your skin adjust. Because you're putting a cream on there and because it moves with your skin's actually gonna be able to breathe a lot better. But that doesn't mean that there's not a transition phase and a like getting used to it phase. So that's totally normal. And I promise you, if you stick with it and troubleshoot with me, we can make this makeup work for anyone. For me, I have really, really dry skin. So my skin absolutely loves a cream makeup. And I love a really dewy, kind of shiny looking finish. Now, if you have more oily skin and you don't want a super shiny or super dewy finish because your skin is already kind of oily, then what you're gonna wanna do is take a setting powder. So we have a Vanilla Dust setting powder. And with that setting powder, you can take your brush. I usually recommend the power powder brush to do your setting powder. So you just tap it into the powder and then tap in the areas that you want your makeup to stay put. So like if you want to do a little bit under your eyes or down here along your chin or wherever you get oily, then you can kind of use that powder. I would recommend like trying to like almost wean off the powder though. For me, I find if I use powder too much, then I start getting more oily in the areas that I don't want to be oily in. So if I just using the plain makeup for me has worked the best, but that might be different for your skin. Of course, everyone's skin is different. If Vanilla Dust is not cutting it, the pressed powder, then you may want to try out a loose powder, again, while your skin is getting used to this. So this is from like Target or Walmart. It's only $6. This is the Coty Airspun powder. It's a very loose powder. I don't even want to open it because it makes a big mess, which is my biggest complaint about it. But it does work very well for making a really matte finish. And again, you can just tap this. You can even tap this into this with your sponge. And then you can set your face with that if you're having any issues. And again, it's really inexpensive and worth a try too. Still not staying in place where you need it to, then I would highly recommend getting our Stay Setting Spray. This is currently out of stock right now. Coming back soon though, so if you want to be on my waiting list for when this comes back in stock, then I'd recommend raising your hand and letting me know so I can get you on my list. So this setting spray is so good. It smells delicious too. Now there are two different kinds. So there is one with SPF and one without. I personally prefer the one without SPF for girls who are more oily. If you're dry or regular, you can get away with using both the SPF and non-SPF stay spray. Keeps that makeup in place all day. And like I said, it smells so good. It's like coconuts. If you have tried all of those tricks that I previously mentioned, not using too much product, using a sponge, setting with setting powder, and you're still having some issues with your makeup, likely it is a color issue. I know it sounds crazy. If you don't have the right color of this makeup, it's not going to look its best. So if you are finding that you are seeing your pores a lot, if you are seeing fine lines show up more, then it's likely too light and we may need to go a shade darker. If you're feeling like you're putting it on and it's too yellow looking, then sometimes that means we have to go a shade lighter. It kind of takes a little bit of playing with this makeup and these colors to see what works best for your skin. The other thing is too, is that your skin is going to change throughout the seasons. So if right now we're heading into summer, and so if you have been using a shade all winter and you're feeling like it's just not working, I would highly recommend sending me a new color match selfie and going a shade darker, because that really is gonna make a big difference. The other thing that you really need to think about too is how you are taking care of your skin. If you are not taking care of your skin, if you're not drinking water, if you're not washing your face at night, not moisturizing, then it's going to be really hard for any makeup to look good on your skin. So I'd recommend a great skincare routine. If you want my recommendations, I use this Tres Leches skincare system and I love it. It's a 4-step system and there's a cleanser, a toner, an exfoliator, and also a moisturizer that I absolutely love. Those are my troubleshooting tips. If you have any questions, reach out to me. That's the best part about ordering from an artist like myself, is that you get me as your personal consultant and I can help troubleshoot any of these issues that you are having with your makeup. So if this was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up and reach out to me and I can help you out.